Why don't I ever change my battery before I sit down? Hey guys, welcome back to day 3 of the 12 wonderful days of Christmas. Today, as you can tell from the title, we are going to be discussing your assumptions about me. And I'm excited to make this video because I watch tons of YouTube, okay? I have YouTubers that I've watched for so many years, and then you kind of start assuming things about their lives based on what they show you in like a 20-minute video. So I like watching when my favorite YouTubers make these videos because they kind of clear things up for you. So I thought I would do that for you guys today. And I sent you guys, or a lot of you guys sent me your assumptions over on Instagram as well as my community tab. So I'm really excited to hopefully clear up some things. I'm a little bit nervous. I haven't seen any of your assumptions yet because I was kind of scared that you guys were going to be mean. Or not mean. I don't want to say you guys were going to be mean, but I wanted to, maybe I just wasn't going to take it the right way. I don't know. I am pregnant, so I'm a little bit sensitive sometimes, but I'm excited yet nervous to see what you guys assume about me. But before we get started, today I wanted to share my shout out of the day. I told you guys that I would be doing shout outs every single day. If I don't necessarily say it on video, I will always have it pinned in the comment or in the description box below. So I just really want to share people that I enjoy watching with you guys, and I think that maybe a lot of you guys would like. So today's shout out is going to be Paige Danielle. I actually really love Paige Danielle. I watched her 2017, I want to say. Yeah, 2017. Yes, I've watched her since 2017. I started watching like her cleaning videos when I really got into cleaning videos. And she is just someone that's very funny. She and I kind of share a lot of the same sense of humor, and I have loved watching her grow and become a mom, and I enjoyed following her pregnancy journey. We kind of talk on Instagram and Twitter every now and then. She posts like really funny things, so I highly recommend that you guys go check her out if you don't know who she is. She just became a mom, and it's her little miracle baby, so it's just so nice to see her become a mom and just learn all the ropes of being a mom, and just she's so funny. Anyway, make sure that you guys go and check her out, and I will leave her links in the description box below, and then also make sure to let her know that I sent you. I hope you guys enjoy her content as much as I do. So let's get into this video. All right, so the first assumption is I'm very organized, and actually I don't even know how to answer this because I feel like I can be very organized when I sit down and I plan things. Like, I have to sit down and plan things in order for me to stay organized. If I don't do that, I don't stay organized. My mind is a mess. So I'm not naturally organized. I guess I can make myself be organized, and as long as I force myself to be organized, then I'm good. Does that make sense? I don't know. I am not organized when it comes to time management unless I sit down and plan. I am the worst at time management, and I think that's why I get so overwhelmed, because I have a million and one things going on in my head, and I don't really know how to organize all those things in my head unless I sit down to plan. So that's why I have to force myself to plan, or I'm just a chaotic mess. Okay, I knew I was gonna get a lot of these, and I actually see a lot. That in the future you would like to try for a girl. So no, I don't see myself having another child. Honestly, pregnancy is very tough on me. Pregnancy is not what it is for a lot of women that you see that like to be pregnant, that enjoy pregnancy. For me, it's very tough. It's tough on my body, and I just, I prefer to go through labor and then have a newborn baby at home and go through that than go through pregnancy. I hope I don't offend anyone by saying that, but pregnancy is very hard on me. So I don't see myself getting pregnant again. I mean, never say never, but still, I don't see it in the near future or in the future. And then I also don't see myself trying for a girl. Having a girl, as lovely and amazing as that would have been, I just don't think it's in the cards for me, and that's okay. Like, I just don't think it's a big deal for me not to have a girl. I'm gonna have 3 boys, and that's that, you know. It would have been amazing to have a girl. I would have loved to have a little girl, but it's not gonna happen. I love my boys, and I like that Luca and Alex are gonna have a little brother to welcome and stuff. And I don't know, I don't see myself trying for a girl. We don't try to have kids for gender too. And then also, we always said we didn't want kids after 30. We're gonna be 29 in a few months, so that means I would have to get pregnant very, very, very soon in order for me to have, like, squeeze in another baby before 30, and that's not happening. Another one is that you are the life of the party. I am the absolute opposite of this. I am not the life of a party. I am very reserved. I'm very talkative with people that I'm very close to. Like, you can't shut me up. You cannot shut me up. And I'm not the life of a party. I will not be the person that's in the middle, like, look at me dancing and, you know, trying to get attention. Never. I hate being the center of attention. Not that I go to parties, but if I was to go to a party, you will find me in the corner listening to music, just in my thoughts. Like, that's me. I've always been like that. This one is very interesting. You don't have a temper. You are always happy and bubbly. No. I actually have a very strong temper. My family can tell you I have a very, very strong temper. Very strong. I have a lot of patience. Like, it takes a lot for things to upset me and get me mad, and I take it and take and take and take, and then I'm done. Like, once I'm done, I'm done. And then I also, you can't change my mind after that. So, okay. Your life is not overloaded with people, but those who are in your life are very close and important. Yes. So I'm gonna be very candid with you guys. I have had a lot of trouble ever since I became a mom making meaningful friendships, like close friendships, because I am not always in the same phase of life that they're going through. So I don't fit their lifestyle, or they don't fit mine, and it's been really hard, and it's really lonely. I'm not gonna lie. I am 100% more than okay with being alone. I love being alone. I enjoy my private time, but there comes a time when I tell my husband, I wish I had friends. I wish I had more friends and stuff like that. And I get really sad. Like, I get sad, especially being on social media. Like, you go on Instagram and you see people hanging out and doing things, and you're like, hey, we live close. Like, I didn't get invited and stuff like that. So it happens sometimes. It happens, and it's been kind of hard. And sometimes I do feel lonely. But the people that are very, very close to me are very few, and they mean the world to me because they make time for me. And I really appreciate when people make time for me, because I know it's not easy to make time for other people. Like, we all have things going on in our lives, work, families, health issues, whatever it may be. And so when somebody makes time for me, I appreciate that so much, and I give those people my all, pretty much. So yeah. The next one is, you were bullied growing up. And I don't like to throw around the word bullied a lot, because I know that there are people that have it worse. I remember seeing kids like actually getting like beat up and bullied, and getting their lunch money taken away and stuff like that. I thankfully didn't have to go through that, but I did have a few things, especially when I moved to the States. I spoke a little bit of English because I went to an American school in El Salvador, but I wasn't fluent, and I had 2 missing front teeth, and then I had glasses. So, you know, I got, I guess, teased, you know, and I had a long neck. So, people always called me giraffe. I was like tall and skinny, and so when I would run during PE, people said that I looked like a mop because I was just like a stick in hair. So that's as far as like bullying really went, and it happened a lot. It happened a little bit in school, but it happened more at home, like in my neighborhood where I used to live. And like the boys would like team up and kind of say things here and there, but that's as far as it got. Once I got into middle school and high school, it didn't happen, thank God, because I know people have a really hard time in middle school and high school. For me, it was more in elementary school, so I was able to kind of like grow out of that. The next one is that you are a strict but loving mom. So yes, I am actually the strict one out of the two of us, between my husband and I. I have the mom look down. I can, you know, get a little bit more strict on my son and he'll kind of get it together. My husband's a little bit more like the understanding one, the nurturing one. I'm more of like the rule setter. And I think it's because of the way I grew up. Growing up, my dad was the strict one. And so I remember my mom would say like, I'm gonna tell your dad when he comes home. And I would just like, no. I didn't want my son, oh my goodness, my mom watches my video, so I'm sorry, but I'm just being real. But honestly, like if I was more scared, or not scared, but I had a little bit more, I don't want to say respect either, but I was, okay, I'm just gonna say scared. I was more scared of my dad than I was of my mom. So I didn't really want that to happen with us. So I think that's why I'm a little bit more strict with my son, because I want to be equal with my husband. They respect my husband just the same way they respect me. But for some reason, when I say no, like they're just like, whoa, okay, mom means business. Here's another one. You don't like living in the Dallas area. So, I'm going to be very careful, because if you ever say anything negative about Texas, Texans really get on you. So I'm gonna try to be very careful. So yes and no. I like living here. I don't love it. I love winter and fall here. It's very nice. I will say hate, because I hate, in all caps, the summers in Texas. They are literally the worst summers I've ever experienced in my life. I've spent time in Arizona, in Florida, in Las Vegas, California, and that's like a summer and a heat that I would much rather put up with than the Texas heat. The Texas heat is just really bad. And I know a lot of people like Mexican food here. I don't consider it Mexican food. Don't come at me, don't come at me, don't come at me. But I don't consider Tex-Mex Mexican food, and like queso and all that. It's just, I really miss like California Mexican food, Arizona Mexican food. Like you can't really find that here. It's very hard. We have found a few places, but we have to drive out like very, very far to go to those places. And honestly, I think because I've had such trouble making friends that I can like hang out with constantly, I think that's another reason why I think if we found like a church that we can actually call home, because we go to church, but we haven't really found a church that we're like comfortable in, you know. And so I think it doesn't really feel like our home. To me, home is wherever I'm with my husband and my kids. Like since my parents divorced, like this is the first time I've had a home in a long time. So I like enjoy my time with them, and wherever we are, it's always going to be home. But my husband and I can both agree on the fact that the Dallas-Fort Worth area isn't necessarily like our forever home. If we stay in Texas, we would probably go like San Antonio, Austin area, because we love it there. But most likely go out of state. And moving to California, I'm answering this one because I saw that somebody asked me that I would move back to California. And we would move back to California in a heartbeat. However, it's just not realistic. Once you move out of California, it's really hard to go back because of the cost of living. But for us, living there wasn't hard at all because it's all we knew. So we knew how to manage like our finances living in California. But now that we would have to go back, it would be really hard. This next one, oh man. I assume your husband was your first boyfriend since you married so young. No, he actually wasn't. I dated someone for 2 years before my husband. From the age of 16 to 18, I was with someone, and it honestly was not the best relationship. It was a very toxic and abusive relationship, and I don't know if I would ever talk about it just because I don't know anything about him. I don't know what he's up to. I don't know where he is in life. So I would hate to bring up something from like, over 10 years ago and put it out on the internet, and then it somehow like gets to him and then just affects him. Like, I just don't think I will ever go into details, but it was just a relationship that was not good for either him or for myself. So it was crazy. It was a very, very hard time in my life, and honestly I still have some PTSD from that. I'm not gonna lie. I do have some PTSD from that relationship, and it all happened so fast. Like, we broke up in August 2009. October 2009 I met my husband. January 2010 I was married. So I think that's why it seems like, you know, my husband was my first boyfriend, but he wasn't. I actually had a boyfriend before him, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. This one's actually pretty accurate. You are shy and quiet, but you shouldn't be underestimated for how tough you actually are. So yes, actually from the ages of 14 to 18, I went through a lot of abuse. So different kinds of abuse too. And because of whatever I went through during that time, I feel like it made me who I am now. When the abuse was going on, like, I was always told, you're a bad person, you're the problem, you're this, you're that, everything that goes wrong in life is your fault, pretty much. And so I started to feel like a really, really crappy person, and I started to believe those lies. And because of that, I still want to make sure that I still have a kind heart, and I don't come off as I don't feel like a bad person, but I also don't let people walk all over me, you know what I mean? So because I've learned from my mistakes, I've learned from people taking advantage and stuff like that. If I see you trying to take advantage of me, now I'm really good at saying like, okay, enough, goodbye, type of thing. You spend a lot of money. I don't think so. I think my husband can answer this a lot better than I can. Let's see what he thinks. But maybe for our 10-year anniversary we can do like a Q&A, and you guys can ask us all the questions that you want. Our 10-year anniversary is coming up next month, so maybe we can do something like that. Let me know what you guys think. But anyway, I don't think I spent a lot of money. I did go through a time where I was feeling very, very lonely, and I did a lot of retail therapy. I went to Target a lot, and just like, it was so lonely. Like, I just got that like instant gratification of shopping for something and getting something new, and I feel like that made me feel even worse, you know? And so as soon as I caught that, I put a stop to it. But I don't think I spent a lot of money, actually. I started doing my nails again at home, so I'm not really like spending that money at the nail salon. I won't give up pedicures. I will not give up pedicures. But no, I don't really think so. I try not to. At least I try to be very conscious of where our money goes. That you are a down-to-earth mom vlogger. So I hope I'm considered down-to-earth. I never want you guys to think I'm a completely different person from what I show in my videos. I don't want to ever let numbers get to me, any sponsorships or collabs, whatever. I never want it to get to me, who I'm friends with, who I'm not friends with, whatever. I don't ever want that to get to me. I want to just be myself always, and just remember that all of this could disappear one day, because it really could. Just like my regular job, you know, just like anything could be gone tomorrow. But yeah, I hope to always stay down to earth. You grew up rich. So I don't know what would make someone think that I grew up rich, but no, I didn't grow up rich. I also didn't grow up ever needing anything. We always had a roof over our head. We always had food on our table. My life in El Salvador was very fortunate. I feel like I had a lot more than people would expect kids in El Salvador to have. I went to private school. We lived in a gated street. My dad had his own business. I grew up with the housekeeper, but it sounds a lot more fancy than it is, okay? It really does. It's not as fancy as it sounds. In El Salvador, it's a lot easier to have a housekeeper than it would be here in the States, but here it's considered a luxury. At least I think so. Over there it's really not. But my dad had his own business, and you know, times got tough in El Salvador, so we had to move to the United States. And maybe one day I can share my story on how we moved to the United States. But when we were here in the States, I know my parents did struggle. They struggled more than they did in El Salvador from what I saw. And I definitely saw them struggle more when they got divorced. But I also saw themselves get back up and pick themselves up. And, you know, I'm very proud of both of my parents, my mom and my dad, because they did it by themselves. So I definitely know the definition of hard work because I come from two very, very hardworking parents. And yeah, so I don't necessarily consider myself rich. I didn't consider myself poor even when I saw them struggling, because we always had a roof over our head. We always had food on the table. We always had transportation and stuff like that. And my parents were great at, you know, making sure that I always had what I needed. So, but yeah, that is it for your assumptions. I was expecting it to be a lot worse. You guys are actually so nice, and I thought you guys were going to say like mean things, that I was like a spoiled brat, or that I was like the B word or something. I don't know. I don't even know what I was expecting, but I'm so glad that I was able to do this. Maybe I can do this again some other time. I did the flight attendant version, and so it was really nice to do this personal version of this tag. So thank you guys so much for watching. I want to really take this time to thank you guys for being so kind to me and for supporting me with all the changes that have happened throughout the years, and you know, from going from strictly flight attendant channel to bringing in some motherhood, and just for staying with me. Like, I really appreciate it. And I recognize your names when you guys leave me a lot of comments, and even if I don't reply to every single comment or to every single DM that you guys send me, I am reading them. It's just I don't always have the time to reply to you guys, but just know it doesn't go unnoticed. I actually decided that I would be giving away one of these Revlon Salon one-step hair dryer and voluminizer. So I decided to give one of these away because I love this product so much, and it's one of my favorite things ever, and I really wanted to give it to one of you. And I recognize your names, like I said, and I really want to show how much I appreciate you guys. And I'm not partnering up with anybody. I purchased this myself. I'm going to be doing a lot of random giveaways within the next few days, so make sure you guys stay on the lookout. And I want you guys to know that I thank you so much. And if you guys want to enter to get one of these, let me know in the comments down below. How did you find me, and how long you've been here, and also make sure that you're subscribed. And that's it. That's all I ask. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if it's your first time here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye guys.